This is the digital reflective video number 2. The purpose here is to compare and contrast my own values and beliefs with values and culture of the ones of families of special needs children. Um, to begin, family is an important concept, and it's an important thing that everyone needs in their life, regardless of what circumstances or challenges you may be facing at the time. As defined, a culture. The culture is a group of people's way of life and of thinking, and culture influences dramatically how we front obstacles. For example, in my case, I am of a Latin culture. I am a Hispanic, and in my culture, women are seen as minorities. We are seen as inferior to men, and I don't think this would be the same to someone who has a child that is of special need in their family. I don't think sex plays a part in anything when it comes to special needs children. I believe that all children to them are the same regardless of sex, and regardless of ethnicity. Now, amongst families who do have special education children, how they play a role in taking care of their child is heavily influenced by culture. This is in regards to cultural beliefs, customs, traditions, and as opposed to me and my culture, culture does play an important part. However, as far as, for example, taking the child to go see a doctor, to me that would be a no-brainer. That's a must. But to someone else who's of a different culture and has a special need child, they can very much say, no, I'm not going to take them to the doctor because I don't believe in doctors. And do they have a right to do that? That's where the whole issue about ethnic and morality plays a part. The other thing is, for example, the diagnosis. How children are diagnosed with autism or with any type of special need treatment is greatly different. For example, depending on the severity of what it is that you have, in my culture, it would be either disregarded, well, not disregarded, it would be taken more lightly than as opposed to having, something of grave danger and something like cerebral palsy or anything like that. There's a different spectrum of mental disorders or learning disabilities that one could have. This could be different for someone that has a special need child. Whatever disorder, whatever illness that they have, can all be seen as an illness. There isn't a range of mild to severity to someone who has a special need child. Like I've stated, the role of family plays an important part. family cohesion and support are the two most important cultural values for Hispanics. Men typically view raising a family as self-sacrifice. They expect to give more than they receive. This could be completely different to someone who has a special need child, depending on their culture. Another thing that I believe is different is the family welfare. And this goes back also, well, it's similar to culture, but yet different because, for example, and this is the same for me and for someone who has a special need child, is that if you don't have money, if there's no income, you're not going to take your child, regardless of them being special needs or not. You're not going to take them to the doctor. You don't have the money, you can't afford it. So in that sense, it is very similar. But of course, there is a slight difference that when you do have a special need child, you know the severity of it. You know that they need help, and as a good parent, no matter what culture you are in, you will try to do the best for your child. And that is my comparison and my contrast.